Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sprague Field in Narragansett, Rhode Island, where we have Scorpions taking on Mudville. Scorpions are 7-4 in first place. Mudville is 7-6 in fourth place, but they're only one game behind them. 2 games in the loss column. Pitching for the Mudville 9 is Gassy, and he'll be going up against Miller on the Scorpions. And we'll be right back after the managers are done. The starting lineup for the Scorpions is Snow, followed by Desolates. Batting third is Wilbur. Miller, the pitcher, is batting fourth, with Prometheus batting fifth. Kearns batting sixth. Rios in the seventh hole. Dambro batting eighth. And DiLorenzo batting ninth. And the Scorpions are coached by Joe Brooks, as him and home plate umpire Manny Ferreira have a brief conversation over ground rules with Mudville 9 manager Matty Borges, wearing number 21. And if I had to guess, you'll see both managers in this game at some point today. I know Mudville 9 manager Matty Borges is starting today, and Joe Brooks will be most likely coming in off the bench. The ground rules here in Narragansett are pretty simple. Not too many obstructions in foul play, very straightforward. The most confusing part of this field is the scoreboard in right field. Part of that scoreboard does go over the fence, so if a batter hits a ball off that scoreboard, it is an umpire's judgment whether where it hit the scoreboard is above the fence or below the fence. But other than that, beautiful night here in Narragansett, Rhode Island. It's a little foggy out tonight. We have apparently some poor air quality due to some wildfires up in Canada. Fires burning out of control deep in the woods northwest of Toronto. What is that? Well, we're down here in beautiful Narragansett, Rhode Island, feeling the minor effects from that. And I'll tell you more about the wildfires later in the game. But for now, the action is about to start. So please share the stream with a friend. Please share it with a family member, maybe a co-worker, somebody you know that loves baseball. We have a good one in store for you coming up shortly. We'll be right back.
Take the field, please.
Here comes Mudville to take the field. They are the home team today, as they line up looking to claw their way out of fourth place and jump into a tie in first place in the standings. That's Gassy taking the mound. He wears number 69. Manager Matty Borges throws his sunglasses in, and he heads over to third base. That's Tony Abed over there at shortstop. Mikey Castillo playing second base. Jackson Gervais playing first base, wearing number 2. That's Zambrano in left field. Austin Davis in center field. And Joe Michael in right field. And behind the plate, you will see De Silva back there, Vince De Silva. He'll be catching Gassy as he gets his final warm-up tosses in. Like I said, it's kind of a foggy, hazy night here. Usually this time of day the sun is setting right over the Narragansett Community Center. But tonight, a little bit different. A little bit different as the Canadian wildfires are wreaking havoc on the northeast region of the United States, which is where we are located. We are loaded with talent from up and down the East Coast. Most of these guys are young collegiate ball players, either going into college, they're in college, or they just graduated college. There are a few veterans in this league. We'll tell you more about the veterans as the game progresses, but for now, just letting Manny Ferreira finish up his last-minute conversation with Joe Brooks. He'll walk around the front of Vince De Silva, shake his hand. He's going to clean off home plate with his fancy little brush. And we're underway here in just a moment in Narragansett, Rhode Island. First pitch is in there for a called strike to Snow. As this Scorpions offense looks to go to work. Breaking ball misses up at the letters to bring the count even to 1-1. Here's the pitch. High, up and away. 2-1 the count. Gassy checks his signal from his catcher. The pitch. Low in the dirt for another ball. Looks like Manny and Joe Brooks' conversation is going to extend into the game. They have both been known to chat a little bit. Here's the pitch from Gassy. Ground ball, left side. This one's going to be right at manager Matt Borges. It gets under his glove as he just had to charge that one. Real high chopper. That's going to go down as a hit. That's a good piece of hitting there by Snow, who gets the action started with a leadoff single. So that brings up Desolates. Nobody out, top of the first, Narragansett, Rhode Island. I'm your host, TJ Brogle. Thank you very much for joining us. The pitch. Low and inside for a ball. Pretty big crowd here tonight. If you're in the area, come on down. I will invite you multiple times throughout the night to come on down. Runner's going. Pitch in the dirt. The throw down to second is not in time as Snow steals second base. So leadoff single. And then a stolen base to immediately put a man in scoring position for this Scorpions offense. That one misses. Desolates has 44 plate appearances this year. Leads his team in hits with 17. 15 of them are singles, 2 of them are doubles, as he swings and misses for a strike to bring the count to 3-1. Green lighting on the 3-0. And here's the pitch from Gassy. Ground ball, left side. This one's going to get through the left side. A run will score as the cutoff comes into Borges at third base. That's a good piece of hitting there. Back-to-back singles for the Scorpions offense. Snow comes around to score to give them the lead. He does not score without that stolen base, so good job being aggressive, putting himself into scoring position. There seems to be some sort of extended conversation on the field, but we move on. This is Wilbur, wearing number 27, bats left-handed, throws unknown. Pitch in the dirt, ball one. So 1-0 the score. Scorpions on top. Gassy's still trying to find that first out. Wilbur digs in, swung on and missed for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Wilbur's walked 10 times this year. He's batting .310 with a .512 on base percentage and an OPS just south of 1,000. This one's flied into right field. Right fielder's coming in. Mikey Castillo calls him off. And Mikey Castillo, the second baseman, makes the catch in shallow right field. That's Joe Michael behind him. Good communication by those two Niners. And we have 1 away. This brings up David Miller. Batting .206 on the year, .317 on base percentage. The pitch from Gassy. Ground ball. This one's going to be fouled off his foot for strike 1. Gassy doesn't like that ball. Flips it back into Vince De Silva. Forces Manny to take a pearl out of his pocket, and he throws him a friendly knuckleball. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1-0 Scorpions, top 1. Grab ball, left side. This one's going to get down the line and ricochet off the manager, Matt Borges' glove as he dives for it. Sam Browno and Tony Abed will scramble for it. And that ball was fired down the line. Manager Matt Borges went into a dive. Had to just get a glove on it so it avoided going way down that line. It'll be runners on second and third as Desolates moves over to third. So here's Prometheus. Chris is batting .300 even this year with a .432 on base percentage. OPS is .799 as he finds couple of ducks in scoring position. The lights are on here at Sprague Field in Narragansett, Rhode Island, as that one misses for ball 1. No runners on second and third. Still 1 out. Gassy in a jam. That one's fouled off straight back. Here's the pitch. That one's low. Bring the count to 2-1. Says home plate umpire Manny Ferreira. We regularly have Manny down here in the George Donnelly Sunset League. Here's the pitch. Fly ball. Right field. Joe Michaels camped under it. Runner at third base is going to tag. Makes the catch. Tagging, the throw comes into home plate. It's a great throw, just goes off the line a little bit. Vinny De Silva shoots at the third baseman, and he tags him out for the double play. The run does score, but a double play for Mudville as they get out of the gym. We head to the bottom of the first. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sprague Field in Narragansett, Rhode Island, where the score is 2-0 Scorpions as we head to the bottom of the first. Number 1, Austin Davis leads off, the league leader in home runs, wearing number 1, red helmet, swings and fouls it straight back to bring the count to 0-2. Austin certainly mashes when he's at the plate, but he finds himself in a quick 0-2 hole as he takes ball 1 up and away. Ground ball, right side. This one's going to be to the second baseman on a 3-4 hopper. Plays it off to his left, underhands to the first baseman. And Austin is retired for the first out of the inning. So pitching for the Scorpions tonight is Ben Miller. This is his 5th appearance, 2nd game started. He has a 2.80 ERA, 3 wins and no losses, as this one is swung on and missed by Joe Michael, who has that blue helmet, white batting gloves. The pitch, swung on and missed again for strike 2 to find himself down in a quick 0-2 hole. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Zambrano looks at ball 1. Two down, bottom of the first, 2-0. The pitch. Takes a ball to bring the count to 2-1, I believe. Kick and the delivery. Breaking ball that will tip off the catcher's glove. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Low for ball 4. So that brings the tying run up to the plate. It's Mikey Castillo, wearing number 0, leading most offensive categories in this league, as he certainly mashes at the plate. There's that red C-flap helmet, tan wood bat, blue ankle guard, blue elbow guard, red belt. The pitch. That one's outside and low for ball 1. Zambrano takes his lead off first. Miller gets his sign and delivers. Ground ball, left side. This one's going to get eaten up by the grass. Tough play for the shortstop. Wants to make the play on the run. Mikey Castillo, he beats it out. The throw comes across the diamond to third base. Zambrano will take third base on the infield single by Mikey Castillo. And that grass just kind of ate the ball up a little bit. Shortstop had to range deep for it. Fielded it cleanly. Clean transfer, clean throw. Just Mikey legs it out. And very good play from Zambrano to take third. Risky, but not for a guy like him with tremendous knowledge of the base paths and baseball in general. So Ben Miller in a little bit of a jam. On the season, Ben Miller struck out 13 batters and walked 9. As that one's in there for strike 1 to manager Matty Borges. Still 2 outs, runners on first and third. 2-0 ball game. Miller gets his sign, comes set, checks over on Mikey Castillo at first base, but nothing doing over there. Matt digs in. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Matty's 5th in the league in RBIs this season. Very impressive. As he's got an opportunity to get at least 1 here, but finds himself in an 0-2 hole. As that one's fouled right back into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. Mudville threatens in the first inning, getting a couple runners on, but do not push one across. We're heading to the second inning. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sprague Field, where the score is 2-0 as we head to the top of the second. That pitch is in there for strike 1 to Kearns. Swung on and missed for strike 2. So Kearns very quickly in the hole, 0-2. Here's the pitch from Gassy. Fly ball, right field. This one's way back, way back. Joe Michael heading to the tree. He will turn and make the... Oh, it bounces off his chest. It bounces off his chest after he got turned around. That's going to be an error for the right fielder, as Kearns will advance to second on a ball that was crushed. But Joe Michael was camped underneath it, kind of got his glove work a little messed up and tried to switch to a basket catch after briefly overrunning it. And Kearns will advance to second base, so good job by him hustling out of the box and not just watching the fly ball. That ball was hit hard, but he was camped underneath as this one's lined down the left field line, but foul. That's Xavier Rios that fouled that one off. Wearing number 13. White helmet, white batting gloves, black bat. Runner's going. Here's the throw. Snap throw down to third base. Not in time. Stolen base. by Kearns. So runner on third, nobody out. The pitch by Gassy. In there for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. This is Gassy's second start of the year, as that ball is taken for a ball. Gassy started 1 game this year, pitched 2 innings, gave up 0 runs, struck out 1 and walked none. But 2 are already in today. The pitch, ground ball, right back to him. This one's going to get up the middle for a base hit by Rios. And Kearns will score on that play. Nothing Scorpions, top of the second. They're looking like a first place team early. The pitch, low and away for ball 1. Mikey Castillo made a great dive for that ball, but he would have been safe anyway at first base. Really working hard out there, these defenders, as that one is in there for strike 1. To the batter, Dambro. The pitch, runner going, swing and miss, throw down to second base. He's safe. He's safe. Great throw by the catcher, De Silva. Batter swung, so he will get a strike on that pitch as Gassy. And Dylan Dambro finds himself in a hole, 2 strikes now, but the runner does advance to second base. The pitch, breaking ball, fouled, out of play. Dylan Dambro batting .053 this year with a .217 on-base percentage. Looking to bring those numbers up as he faces Gassy, the Mudville 9 pitcher. Swung on and missed for strike 3, so 1 out. Brings up the 9-hitter, DiLorenzo. Casey's got a .364 on-base percentage this year, and he has a home run. So DiLorenzo, perfect example of one of these very talented bottom of the order hitters that you'll see here in the George Donnelly Sunset League. In most leagues you're thinking, okay, he's at the bottom of the lineup, you know, easier out. But that is not the case. We are loaded with talent, guys who mash top to bottom. As that one misses for another ball. That's Manny Ferreira looking over at me. Gives me a little bit of a wink. It's hard to see under his mask. I don't think he was talking. I think he just likes looking over at me as that one misses for another ball. Scorpions are hitting .263 as a team coming into this year. Foul ball off to the right-hand side. DiLorenzo is second on his team in plate appearances. 9 RBIs on the season to go along with his 9 walks. He scored 7 runs. A serious hitter wearing number 23 as Gassy looks at the runner and delivers. Swung on and missed for the 2nd strikeout in a row. So 2 down. So 2 down, back to the order for Snow. They call him Sticks as he wears jersey 11. Well, my sources tell me he's had that nickname longer than he's been wearing number 11. Here's the pitch from Gassy. Fastball, ground ball, left side. This one's going to tip off the third baseman's glove and trickle into left field as another run will score. So Snow with his second single in as many innings. I'm not the official scorer, so don't take my word for it. But I scored it as a hit, as that was a tough ball. I'm surprised the Mudville infielder was even able to get a glove on that one. But nevertheless, the runner does come home to make the score 4-0. And we still have 2 outs here in the first inning. This is Desolates. And looks at strike 1. Danny's got 2 doubles on the year, 10 RBIs, which is good for team lead. The pitch, runner going, ground ball, left side, shortstop Abed ranges over, throws it to first, gotta be picked. Jackson picks it over at first base for the 3rd out of the inning, but another run scores. We'll be right back from Narragansett, Rhode Island. Just want to briefly take everyone around the league with the standings. Scorpions on top with a 7-4 record. R&R Construction in second place with an 8-5 record. Town Dock has a 7-5 record with Mudville right behind them at 7-6. Offshore is 6-10 and Westcott is 4-9. Playoffs will be coming up soon, but for now it's regular season baseball. Now batting for Mudville 9 is Joe Nicolacci, wearing number 91, which is possibly the year he was born in. I am not sure. The pitch, that is low for ball 1. Nicolacci, a fierce left-handed power hitter, usually wears very tight white pants, but I see he decided to go up one size for this game. I don't think that has anything to do with me, but if he's trying to keep me on my toes, he is. As that one misses for another ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Nicolacci, another one of these Mudville 9 veterans, checking in with 32 plate appearances this year. 20 at bat, so he's walked 11 times. Very selective hitter at the plate. Has a double as well on the season. And the pitch. I'll take another ball. And that's ball 4. So make it 12 walks on the season for Nicolacci as he advances down to first base. Here's the pitch. low for a ball. Miller checks on the runner, comes set, and delivers. Foul to the backstop. Jackson Gervais will help out. The little friendly housekeeping behind the plate as that beautiful teal bat being held by De Silva. Ground ball. This one's going to be in the hole. Shortstop's going to range to his right. Fields it. Throws across his body to first base. And he is out at first base on a great play by the shortstop. That's not easy to do. Catcher was backing up the play. But the first out of the inning comes via 6-3 putout. Not an easy play. So here's Gervais. Goes by Jackson, the Jackshammer Gervais. He's normally in right field, but you can find him at first base tonight. So a little bit of a do-everything type of player. Been known to blast balls over the fence and blast balls within the fence limits, as he has 3 doubles on the year to go along with a handful of steals. So if he gets on, he is a threat. The pitch takes ball 1. This is a batter you do not want to miss middle in on. He will make you pay for it. The pitch by Miller misses for ball 2. Misses badly. As I said earlier, Jackson's got 3 doubles on the year with 6 RBIs, and he's walked 8 times himself. So you'll have to come right at him. Breaking ball in the dirt, bounces in, catcher blocks it. Runner does not advance, and the count is now 3-0. Jackson in a very hitter-friendly count, looking to do damage. If I had to guess, he will take, and that is a take. And that's strike 1 on a low fastball that just gets the bottom of that zone, says home plate umpire Manny Ferreira. Miller comes set, delivers. Fly ball, left field, way back, way back. Center fielder at full speed, running over. He makes the catch, robbing Jackson Gervais of extra bases. That ball was crushed. That is a long way to go for that center fielder. That ball was absolutely crushed. But it is a fly ball at the end of the day for the 2nd out of the inning. And that brings up Tony Abed, the shortstop today. The runner on second base, Nicolaci. Ground ball, left side. This is going to be right at the third baseman. He will take 2 shuffles over to first, throw across the diamond for the 3rd out of the inning. We'll be right back from Sprague Field, Narragansett, Rhode Island. Now pitching for the Mudville 9. This is going to be Gavin O'Toole making his third appearance of the year. He's pitched 3 2/3 innings, let up 4 runs, all of them earned. He's got 6 strikeouts and 3 walks on the season. So 6 strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings. Gavin is a punch-out pitcher as he tries to take on this Scorpions offense. Here's Wilbur. Flew out to Mikey Castillo in shallow right field last inning as this one misses low for ball 1. 4-0 the score. Scorpions on top, but no lead is safe in this league, and I'm sure that's exactly what manager Joe Brooks is thinking. He's probably not comfortable at all. He wants more. Manager from the Mudville 9, Matt Borges, goes to his bullpen to try to shut down this offense that has scored 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings as that ball misses again from Gavin O'Toole. We're under the lights here in Narragansett, Rhode Island at Sprague Field. Come on down. Fouled off to the left-hand side, off the foul pole. Ricochets back into the crowd. Multiple fans running over to get that ball for us. We really appreciate it. It is a large crowd tonight, but we do not charge for Sunset League games. All admission is free, so if you want to see some of the highest level talent from the northeast region of the United States. This ball's crushed. Right field. Joe Michael goes way back. Way back. This one's gone. That's a solo home run by Wilbur. That ball was annihilated. That ball went deep into the Narragansett night as he turns on a fastball to bring the score to 5-0. So Gavin starts off by allowing a solo home run, and he misses for ball 1. He's going to be looking to answer right back in his own form, maybe by striking out a batter, getting another batter to ground out, as that ball is in there for strike 1. That ball by Wilbur was crushed, an absolute no-doubter off the bat. And as I was saying before I was interrupted by Wilbur, that's the kind of stuff you're going to see down here in the George Donnelly Sunset League. These talented, fierce, competitive baseball players that are down here enjoying their summer in the George Donnelly Sunset League, getting as much work in as they can before they head back to school, perfecting their craft. This is not a beginner's league in the slightest bit. This is an advanced amateur league. A lot of these players will move on to be pros at some point, as that check swing is appealed down to first base. He did not go, so that's ball 4. So a walk and a home run allowed by Gavin O'Toole so far. And that brings up Prometheus. Wears number 19, looks down at his third base coach, trying to see if there's anything funny going on. Prometheus has 2 doubles on the year and 7 singles as he swings and misses for strike 1. Gavin O'Toole looks in for the sign, comes set, briefly checks on the runner. The pitch outside for another ball. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball inside to bring the count to 2-1. The pitch. High, ball 3. Here's the pitch. Low and outside for ball 4. So Gavin O'Toole off to a little bit of a shaky start. He's allowed a leadoff home run. Walked back-to-back batters since, and that brings up Zach Kearns. I'm very sorry. This is Henry Kearns. That's my mistake, Henry. I know you're going to watch the stream when you get home to check out your at-bats. I did not mean to call you Zach. We've seen Kearns do major damage in this league, patrols center field very well. We may also see Kearns on the mound at some point tonight. The pitch. Swung on and missed by number 35 for a strike. Still nobody out here. O'Toole pitches. Up and in for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike on Henry Kearns, who leads this team with 48 plate appearances, 3 singles, 3 doubles, 2 home runs. That's good for team lead. Tied with Palumbo as he looks at ball 3. Kearns is a batter that most pitchers know. They pitch around him. 17 walks on the season. Massive swing and a miss to bring the count to 3-2. But Kearns does major damage at the plate. Has 10 RBIs, tied for his team lead with Daniel Desolitz. Fouled and off the catcher's mitt. Still nobody out here in the top of the 3rd. As O'Toole comes set and delivers. Fly ball off, foul behind the backstop. This is a great at bat here by Henry Kearns. Roughly a 7-pitch at bat. Got men on 2nd and 3rd, looking to cash them in. O'Toole has other plans. The pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit. 1 run is going to score. Austin Davis will throw it into his cutoff as only 1 scores thanks to the good range by the outfielder, but another run is in. Bring the score 6-0 Scorpions. Mudville's gonna have a brief team meeting on the infield as the gentlemen try to settle down their pitcher Gavin O'Toole, who is struggling at the moment, but his manager and his teammates have faith in him. He can get 2 outs with 1 pitch, double play ball. And if you're Gavin O'Toole, you're probably thinking strikeout's my best friend. Typically it's your ground ball for a double play is your best friend, but you're thinking strikeout as he picks over to Kearns on first base. And you're probably thinking strikeout, infield pop-up, ground ball to the 3rd baseman would probably prevent the man on 3rd. Here's the runner. Kearns going. Here's a snap throw down to 2nd base. Castillo pinches in just to make sure that guy on 3rd does not come home, but it's a stolen base for Kearns, who is a major power threat, flies on the bases, gold glove caliber center fielder, also pitches, and now he will move up 90 feet the hard way and watch his teammate Rios try to cash him in. The pitch. That is a nasty breaking ball from Gavin O'Toole for a strike. Got Rios to flinch on that one. Probably not what you're expecting if you're Rios. The pitch. Another breaking ball. This one's over his head. This one misses badly, slips out of his hand to bring the count to 2-1. O'Toole in a jam. The pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. That fastball had some good velocity as he gets Rios to chase at a ball at his eye. So that's the good thing about that breaking ball, is it changes the eye level. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back. Another good pitch by Gavin O'Toole as he is starting to pound the zone. And we'll have a little mid-at-bat home plate cleanoff action by Manny Ferreira, who we will try not to let steal the show tonight. He's going to be all over the place, but this is our game. Thank you, Manny. And Gavin O'Toole comes set. The pitch. Breaking ball, fly ball, right field. This one's going to drop. 1 run is in. Joe Michael fields it, and they will hold Kearns at third base, but Prometheus will score on the single by Rios. And that will bring the score to 7-0 here in the top of the third at Sprague Field in Narragansett, Rhode Island. This brings up Dambro as he will look at ball 1. Runners on the corners, nobody out. O'Toole comes set, runner going, fastball in there for a strike. No throw to second base as Rios takes it uncontested, but they do get the strike call on the pitch. Another one of those high velocity fastballs that Gavin O'Toole has in his arsenal. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Wind blowing straight out tonight. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Infield. Catcher takes off his mask, tries to locate it. Gavin O'Toole also calling for it. Catcher will have it tip off his glove as he had to range pretty far out. So Dambro gets a new life. Dylan's 1 for 19 on the year. He's got 4 walks. And that ball is a tough ball. 3 Mudville players converging on it. Tips off the catcher's mitt. And now Gavin's got to go back to work. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Number 33 comes set and delivers. Swung on and missed for strike 3 to get the first out of the inning. So that brings up DiLorenzo. Casey's got 6 hits and 34 at-bats coming into the season. 9 walks to go along with 1 hit by pitch. Struck out in the 2nd inning tonight. The pitch misses high. Fly ball, right field. This one's going to fall in. 1 run will score. The runner on second had to wait to see if he would catch it, as Casey DiLorenzo singles in teammate Kearns, Henry Kearns. Rios advances over to third base as we go back to the top of the Scorpions lineup for Snow, who's 2 for 2 tonight with 2 singles. Also has a stolen base. Came around to score in the 1st inning. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back for strike 1. This is part of a 4-run inning for the Scorpions as that one misses high for a ball. And this has not gone the way Mr. O'Toole had hoped, but still working very hard out there. The pitch, fastball for a ball. Brings the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Snow represents the great college of Keene State University. He leads this Scorpion offense in the top spot as he will take a ball low and inside for ball 3. As I mentioned earlier, he represents the great college of Keene State up in southwestern New Hampshire. The pitch, ground ball, left side. This one's going to be right at manager Matt Borges. Bobbles off his glove. He will put that one in his pocket, but he was able to knock it down. And Snow absolutely flies around the bases, so I'm not sure if he would have had him either way. But that one will go down as an E5. It's preventing Snow from getting his third hit of the game, as we're going to have a pitching change here in Narragansett, Rhode Island. We'll be right back. Now pitching for the Mudville 9, Colin McEwing making his George Donnelly Sunset League debut, wearing number 75. Popped up, right field, right at the right fielder, Joe Michael, who will get set up. Runner at second base is tagging. Here comes the throw. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's going to get the third on one bounce, and he is safe. But a sacrifice fly. Very productive out for Desolates as he advances his teammate over to third base. Snow remains at first. And that's a great throw by the right fielder, Joe Michael, who came up with a laser beam one hopper over to third base to manager Matt Borges, who slapped the tag, but just in there. Here's the pitch to the backstop. Runner's going to come home and score. Snow advances to second base. He does get credit for the stolen base because he was in the act of stealing when it went to the backstop. But DiLorenzo will end up scoring on that pass ball / wild pitch. So 10-0 Scorpions. The pitch in there for a called strike to Wilbur, who already has one home run this inning. Trouble for the Nines. The pitch, up and away ball. And he started this 6-run inning with an absolute blast to deep right center. Here's the pitch by McEwing. Fastball outside to bring the count to 2-1. According to home plate umpire Manny Ferreira, the count is 3-1. Don't ask me, because I usually don't know. Runner goes, fly ball, left field, way back, way back. Zambrano tracking, full speed, goes back, makes the catch! And that's the third out of the inning, but another hard hit ball by Wilbur. But Zambrano was able to track it down full speed, heading towards the track. And that's the third out of the inning, so we'll be right back. Sprague Field, Narragansett, Rhode Island. We're back here at Sprague Field in Narragansett, Rhode Island, where the score is Scorpions 10, Mudville 9, 0, and we are in the bottom of the third. Miller's got a 10-run lead as Austin Davis steps in, batting left-handed, and he will take a ball outside for ball one. Austin is typically at the top of this Mudville 9 offense as he swings and misses for strike one. Austin spent 2 years at CCRI in Rhode Island and went down to Flagler and played in Florida, graduated in 2020, and he is the league leader in home runs. Ground ball, right side. This one's going to be at the second baseman. He will shuffle over to first for the first out of the inning. So that brings up Joe Michael, playing right field today. He's made a couple of great catches out there. he will step in against the starting pitcher, Miller, from the Scorpions for the second time tonight. Miller gets his sign and delivers. Low in the dirt for ball one. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Oh, right off the pitcher's left arm. He's going to have to run down to third. That one was not a ground ball. It hit the pitcher on a line, and that looked really bad. I think part of the reason I fumbled a little bit was because I was shocked by how hard that came off the bat. And Miller's going to exit the game, hopefully with just a minor injury, as he can barely walk getting back to his dugout. His teammates come over to help him. He got obliterated by that pitch, which was absolutely tagged by Joe Michael. Will go down as an infield single, but the main concern is Miller on the Scorpions, and it's a scramble over there to figure out who else is going to come in. Ben Miller, who has a nifty little 2.80 ERA coming into today, absolutely gets pummeled by a ball that was smoked. I'm not sure where it got him. Perhaps you at home saw where it got him. Looked like it was a lower body injury bouncing off maybe his thigh or his shin, maybe his calf, but that ball absolutely tagged him, and we never want to see our high-end talent exit the game via injury. But if that ball was just a little bit higher, we would be having a much different conversation right now. So my thoughts go out to Ben, who had settled into this game nicely, gets league leader Austin Davis to ground out to second base, and then gets absolutely pummeled by a line drive off the bat of Joe Michael. And we'll be right back with an update on him. Well, manager Joe Brooks is going to have to go to his bullpen a little bit earlier than he was planning. And his relief pitcher, who we have not gotten word of his name yet, he'll have as much time as required to warm up as Ben Miller exits with a very bad injury, as the training staff for Scorpions baseball check on him behind the third base dugout. We really do hope that Ben is okay. Was throwing a great game. Only allowed one hit. He allowed 2 hits, the second one being on that very painful, we assume, line drive. He finishes the day with 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, allowed 2 hits. And Joe Brooks will go to his bullpen early. And we're back here at Sprague Field, Narragansett, Rhode Island, as Scorpions have turned to their bullpen as Ben Miller departs via injury. We want to wish Ben all the best. Never want to see anyone get hurt like that. But manager Joe Brooks, representing the great city of Rhode Island, had to go to his bullpen. We will update you with the pitcher when we get that info. But for now, Zambrano steps into the plate for the Nines, wearing double 9. Harry's got 2 home runs on the year, 10 RBIs, 15 walks. That leads Mudville. And runners going. Snap throw down to second base. Joe Michael slides. Safe. So that will bring the count to 3-0 as Mudville has a man in scoring position with 1 out. As Harry looks to welcome this new Scorpions pitcher by driving in his teammate. I'm sure the Scorpions pitcher has other plans. The pitch. Fastball in there for strike 1. Zambrano's playing left field tonight. Wears that red sleeve on his right arm. Does massive damage at the plate. Always a threat. The delivery. In there for strike 2. So it was 3 balls and no strikes. Now it's 3-2. Harrison scored 17 runs for Mudville 9 this year, second best on the 9. The pitch, runner going, ground ball, right side. This one's going to be to the second baseman. Runner will advance to third. He's going to try to score. He's going to try and score. Slides. The ball goes to the backstop. Safe. And Joe Michael scores from second base on a ground ball to second. That's very aggressive running by Michael, who was off with the pitch and turns third base at full speed. Never hesitates. Absolutely turns the Jets on, slides into home plate. Great throw by the third baseman, but just gets to the backstop. He would have been safe anyway, but Mudville's in business now. 2 outs, and they've got a run. 10-1, bottom of the third. Sprague Field, Narragansett, Rhode Island. Here's the pitch. Mikey Castillo looks at ball 1. So if you're Mudville, you're trying to find something to build off of, and maybe that was it. Score a run, and none of these balls even leave the infield. Just get an infield single, steal second, put on a little hit and run action on a ground ball to second base, and they've pushed a run across to get this game within 9. Here's the pitch. Fastball with good velocity, misses high. 2 balls, 1 strike on Mikey Castillo. This Mudville offense tries to extend this inning, getting Mikey on. Swings and misses for strike 2. Scorpions bullpen working again off to the left side. They're on the third base dugout. Mudville is on the first base dugout. As plans have now changed for Joe Brooks. Castillo will look at strike 3, but they push 1 across, and we will head to the 4th. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sprague Field in Narragansett, Rhode Island, where the score is 10-1, Scorpions on top as we enter the top of the fourth. Here's the pitch. In there for strike one, says home plate umpire Manny Ferreira. Swung on and fouled straight back. Gets a little bit of the catcher and the home plate umpire on that one. The count quickly 0-2. Fouled off to the left-hand side towards the on-deck batter's box by David Miller. And if you're wondering if David Miller is related to starting pitcher Ben Miller, you can join me in wondering. So he's in a 0-2 hole. Breaking ball, ground ball, left side. Manager Matt Borges stabs it, gets up, throws a strike over to first base to Jackson Gervais for the first out of the inning. That's a great play by Matty as he helps retire the first batter of the inning. That brings up Chris Promedes. He's got 9 hits on the season, 2 of them being doubles. Pitcher comes set and delivers. Fastball just misses down for ball 1. Here's the pitch. Ground ball right up the middle. This one's going to be a tough play. Shortstop ranging over, just out of his reach. As Promedes singles up the middle for a 1-out single. So this brings up Henry Kearns. Bats right-handed. Reached on an error back in the second inning, singled in the third inning. The pitch. In there for strike 1. McEwing comes set, wearing jersey number 75, leg kicks and fires. Low in the dirt for ball 1. Kearns leads the Scorpions with 18 runs coming into tonight. He's already scored twice tonight, so making it even 20 as this one's up and in for ball 2. It's just another example of these highly talented players that we have in the George Donnelly Sunset League. Pitcher comes set, leg kicks and fires. Inside for ball 3. McEwing's new to the Mudville 9, as I mentioned, making his George Donnelly Sunset League debut tonight. And since he's come in, he has shut this Scorpions offense down, but is it a little too late as that one's in there for strike 2? Gavin O'Toole had really good stuff tonight. It was just that Scorpions were able to attack that fastball. Runner goes. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 4. He'll be able to stay up at second base. So Kearns draws another walk on the season.
Manny, 1 out. 2. 1. Wow.
Kearns is up to 18 walks this year. Everything looks like a beach ball coming into him, apparently. So here's Rios. He's got a couple of singles of his own tonight. Stolen base as well. Scored twice. The pitch. Checks his swing, but it's in there for strike one. McEwing working very hard out there. One ground ball could get his team back in swinging, but Rios has other plans. Fly ball, right field. This one's going to go into foul territory. Joe Michael's got a bid on it, and he will not get there. Just a bit out of his range by about 20 feet or so. Ten to 1 the score. Top of the fourth, one down. Count of 0-2. The pitch. Breaking ball. Ground ball right at the shortstop. Tony Abed's going to flip it to second base. Castillo loses it on the transfer. He gets the out at second base. It was not a bobble. He just lost it on the transfer trying to complete the back end of a inning-ending double play ball, but he gets the sure out at second base. And that will put runners on the corners with 2 outs. So if McEwing can get Dambro out without allowing a run, this will be the first inning the Scorpions offense has not scored. That one's low in the dirt for ball one. And if you're Dambro, you're thinking, get him in any way you can to keep the relentless scoring going. McEwing comes set, runner goes, pitch down the middle, it's a strike. Throw down to second base, Castillo charges in to prevent the runner Promidis on third from scoring. So the runner Rios is safe. That's his second stolen base of the night. Now Dambro's in the box with 2 Scorpions in scoring position. All it takes for McEwing is one more out to get through this, get his team back up swinging. He leg kicks and fires inside for a ball. McEwing comes set and delivers. Ground ball off the home plate. This one's going to be a tough play. Pitcher going over, throws it to first base. It gets by Gervais. It gets by Gervais. 2 runs will score. I thought that ball bounced off home plate, but there's some discussion of whether it might have bounced off the batter's foot. 2 more runs are in. That ball to DiLorenzo misses for ball one. Pitcher comes set, delivers. In there for strike one. DiLorenzo batting in the 9 hole, but he's loaded with talent. Already has 9 RBIs on the season coming into today. Has also put one over the fence for a home run. The pitch fouled off his leg in the batter's box. Bring the call count to 1-2. McEwing looks in at his catcher De Silva, briefly checks on the runner, gets his sign leg kick, delivers, breaking ball, ground ball right at the third baseman, takes a nice hop or just throws it over to first for the 3rd out of the inning, but 2 more Scorpion runners come in to make the score 12-2. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sprague Field in Narragansett, where we head to the home half of the 4th inning. I'm your host, TJ BROGLE. Thank you very much for joining us wherever you are. We are live on YouTube, broadcasted around the world. So please make sure you are subscribed to the channel and comment where you're watching from. As manager Matty Borges, former 2008 league MVP, swings and misses at strike one. This game has gotten away from Mudville in a hurry, but they are never out of it as they can put up major numbers. But a long way to go at the moment. Down 11, bottom 4. We play 9 here in the George Donnelly Sunset League. And here's the 1-1. Fouled straight back. Bring the count to 1-1 on the manager. Scorpions pitcher gets his sign, likes what the catcher puts down, and delivers. Breaking ball in the dirt for a ball. Two balls and 2 strikes. As I mentioned before, Matty did win MVP in the year 2008. An absolute veteran in this league. This one's crushed. Right fielder going way back, full speed. It gets over his glove. It's going to go all the way to the fence. Number 21 will go into second base, standing up as that ball was crushed. Shot the gap like a veteran does, and it goes all the way to the chain link fence. Right fielder had no chance catching that one. And it's a leadoff double for Mudville as they look to claw back into this game. That brings up Joe Nicolacci. A man on second and nobody out. So he'll be looking to trade places with Borges on second base, who takes his lead.
Hey, Joe.
Joe Nicolacci, another one of these veterans for Mudville, finds himself batting 6th today. De Silva waits on deck, but for now, it's Nicolacci. Number 5 on the Scorpions comes set. Leg kick, delivers. In there for a strike. The pitch. Check swing up and away for another ball. Inside for ball 3 to Joe Nicolacci. Joe's got 1 double on the season, 11 walks. He's been hit by 1 pitch, and he scored 4 runs. Looking to get another RBI here as he has a man in scoring position. The pitch, fly ball, right field. This one's going to be out of play. A great at bat by Joe Nicolacci here as the Mudville offense looks to claw themselves out of this hole, and that one's in there for strike 3. So 1 away. That brings up De Silva, who walked in his first at bat. I'm sorry, he grounded out to the shortstop. I have definitely been known to make mistakes in the booth. I'm not perfect. Don't try to be. Just try to do the best I can. The pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike one. To De Silva. The catcher using that green bat, red helmet, white batting gloves, wears a white sleeve on his throwing arm. He just graduated from high school. He's going to be going to Curry College, entering his freshman year. Congratulations, Vince. Really looking forward to watching you play in the Sunset League for years to come, as that ball misses for another ball to bring the count to 2-1. Vince is a graduate from Mount St. Charles High School. Is going to take his talents up to Milton, Massachusetts, represent Curry. He's going to have a great career, but he's not worried about that. He's worried about getting a man on second in. That one misses high for ball 3. So the second batter in a row that this Scorpions pitcher has fallen behind on. He was able to battle all the way back to Joe Nicolacci, but now Vince De Silva is in the driver's seat with this 3-1 count. Leg kick and the pitch. Swung on, popped up towards my BMW in foul territory as that one heads towards the parking lot. Here's the delivery. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Back-to-back Ks now for this Scorpions pitcher, and that brings up Jackson the Jax Hammer Gervais, playing first base today. Flew out to deep center field in his first at bat. A flyout is a gentle way to put that out. That ball was absolutely crushed, and Kearns in center field made a full run in stride catch to rob Jackson of extra bases. The pitch, fly ball, out of play behind the backstop for strike 1. So leadoff double for the Mudville 9. Now they find themselves with 2 outs, man still on second base. If you're Jackson, you're thinking easy single scores him, unless it's an infield single. But if any of these balls land in the outfield, Matty Borges will most likely score, and that is the plan. Take this 1 run at a time as he looks at a breaking ball for strike 2. Pitcher gets his sign, comes set, leg kicks and delivers. Breaking ball fouled off by Jackson to stay alive. Tony Abed waits on deck, but for now it's Jackson. A couple of infielders trying to do a job, flip this lineup this inning. Got to answer back by that Scorpions away half of the 4th inning with a couple of knocks of your own. The leg kick, the delivery. Outside, misses badly for a ball. Jackson Gervais seeing it well here, but still behind in the count, 1-2. Pitcher comes set, checks on his runner, nothing doing there, leg kick and delivers. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3. So after the leadoff double, the Scorpions pitcher strikes out 3 in a row. We head to the 5th inning. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sprague Field in Narragansett, Rhode Island, as the new pitcher for the Mudville 9 is Moose Marchessault. I'm very sorry, Moose, if I mispronounced that. It's my first time saying your last name. Please find me after the game if I butchered it, but Moose is making his 4th appearance on the year, one of those being a start. He's pitched 10 innings. 9 strikeouts, 13 walks, represents the great high school of Bishop Hendricken in Warwick, Rhode Island, as he looks to shut down this Scorpions offense. That one's in there for strike 1. Misses in the dirt for ball 1 to bring the count even to 1-1. And Bishop Hendricken High School is one of the premier athletic schools up here in New England, known especially for their loaded baseball talent. This one's popped up, going to be a flare into center field. Tony Abed makes the run. Oh, it falls out of his glove. He had it cradled in his glove, and then it trickled out when he took his first step. And that will be down for a base hit. And that was Snow, the leadoff hitter for the Scorpions. That was a great pitch by Moose, and an even better bid by Abed, the shortstop, but it wasn't to be. And that brings up Desolates for the Scorpions. Line drive, he's going to get another shot at it. It's going to be right at him. He's going to throw across the diamond to first. Jackson will have to pick it out of the ground, and he was able to knock it down, but he did not get the out at first. Would have been safe anyway. That's a nice play by Abed to bounce back, as Moose will get the first out of the inning. That brings up Wilbur. Big left-handed batter. We've already seen him leave the park once tonight. He lined out to a left fielder on Mudville. Ground ball, left side. This one's going to be right. Tony again. He's going to flip to second base. Get the first out. On to first base. It's not in time. It's going to get by him. Gervais will chase it down. Here comes the throw to second. And it bounces off Mikey Castillo's glove. I think Wilbur thought he was just going to coast in there. Great throw. He tried to deke him out, but he reaches second base for the second out of the inning. So very quickly, 2 down. I know I mentioned Bishop Hendricken earlier. MLB player Rocco Baldelli graduated in the year 2000, became the first ever player out of Rhode Island to be drafted out of high school in the first round. So Moose is in great company as this one's fouled off on the right side towards my BMW. Look out! San Diego Padres pitcher Michael King, also representing the great Bishop Hendricken, graduated in 2013, also played for the Yankees, and his jersey was retired earlier this year, so nobody will ever wear number 4 at that high school again, and rightfully so. So great company Moose is in. Comes from one of the premier baseball programs in the Northeast region of the United States, and he's quickly ahead of Miller, 0-2. Miller's got a hit and a walk today, also grounded out to third base. So one pitch, he can get his team back in. Miller has other plans. That one's in there for strike 3 looking. So we head to the bottom of the 5th here in Narragansett, Rhode Island. And we're back here at Sprague Field at Narragansett, Rhode Island, as we head to the home half of the 5th inning. New pitcher for the Scorpions is Charlie Roth, making his 5th appearance of the year. He's allowed 7 runs, all of them earned, in 10 innings this year. That's good for a 4.90 ERA, 6 Ks, 6 walks. And he's got a little bit of a funky delivery here, maybe a little sidearm submarine action, as Scorpions manager Joe Brooks goes to his bullpen for the 2nd time tonight. The leg kick, pitch. That one's going to hit Tony. That one's going to hit a bed for a leadoff hit by pitch. So 1 batter, 1 hit by pitch. Then Mudville will try to chip away somehow at this 11-run deficit. Here's Austin Davis, leads the league in home runs. Finds himself up with a man on first base, welcoming this new Scorpions pitcher, Charlie Roth. Roth leg kicks, delivers. Outside for a ball 1. Anytime you see Austin in the lineup, you gotta worry about him going deep as he checks swings and misses. He's going to try to get on past this torch onto Joe Michael, who awaits on deck. He's heating up at the plate, but for now it's Austin. Checks on his runner. Tony dives back into first base. He is safe. Tony Abed working hard over there, getting his absolute best lead, trying to see if he can find any weakness in the pitcher, the catcher, the middle infielders. Fly ball, right field. This one's crushed, but it's going to be foul. That ball cleared the right field fence by about 30 feet, but a little anxious, as he will now be in a 1-ball-and-2-strike hole. As I mentioned just a moment ago, he is very dangerous at the top of this Mudville 9 lineup. Leg kick, delivers. Fastball up and away for ball 2 from Charlie Roth. Leg kick, delivers. In the dirt for ball 3. So a great at bat by Austin as he waits on the 3-2 pitch from Charlie. Pitch outside, misses badly. It goes to the backstop, and that's ball 4. Tony Abed will advance up to second base as Joe Michael steps into the plate, looking to get this Mudville offense going. They're working on something now with 2 runners on and nobody out. Trailing by 11, home half of the 5th. I'm your host, TJ Brogle. Thank you very much for joining us wherever you may be. Maybe you're just sitting at work and decided to check in what's going on in the George Donnelly Sunset League, and maybe you've got your phone propped up on your desk as that one is swung on and missed for strike 1. Maybe you're just sitting at home craving some baseball because your favorite MLB team is on its all-star break, so we appreciate you joining us. Fouled off for strike 2. Maybe you're in the car on your way home and you're listening to us on the Bluetooth. And maybe a friend shared the link with you, and now you find yourself watching the George Donnelly League for the first time ever, and you say, hey, this is pretty cool. Whatever your case is, wherever you are, we want to say thank you. The pitch. That one's inside for ball 1. A breaking ball. Tried to front door him on that one. Joe Michael has terrific vision at the plate as he watches that one go by. There's that blue helmet. Checks in with a beautiful dovetail bat. Swung on and missed for strike 3 for the first out of the inning. That brings up Henry Zambrano. And with one swing of the bat, he can make this a 12-4 game. Not sure if he'll be swinging for the downs on this one or just trying to shorten up, put it in play, get the 1 run in at second as Tony takes his lead. That one is in there for strike 1. Beautiful night in Rhode Island. A little bit of a hazy / poor air quality tonight as the Canadian wildfires mess up our atmosphere. What is that? Get it under control up there, Canada. We politely ask you as we try to play our baseball game. Ground ball, right side. This one's going to get eaten up by the grass. Second baseman's only got a play at first, and he gets him by 1 step. That ball was eaten up by the grass. It had vision to get into right field, but the ball lost about half its velocity as this grass is very thick here. And that moves the runners up to second and third, so hopefully Zambrano's offense behind him can pick him up, but it goes down as a 4-3 for the second out of the inning. He really got a piece of that one. It looked like it was destined to get through the hole and into right field, but just slowed up a little bit. And by a little, I mean a lot, as this one is swung on and missed by Mike Castillo. Batting cleanup tonight. Singled in his first at bat, struck out looking in his second. Now he's up with runners on second and third. One swing of the bat can get both of these guys in, as that one is outside for ball 1. Mikey steps in, does major damage at the plate. The pitch in, just misses for ball 2. I didn't mean to almost call a preemptive strike. It looked like a pretty good pitch, but umpire Manny Ferreira says it was outside for a ball. Good vision by Castillo. The pitch, fly ball, right field. This is crushed. Right fielder going way back, way back, way back. And he makes the catch on the run at the warning track to retire the side. So Charlie Roth gets in a little bit of a jam, letting the first 2 runners on, but he's able to work around it. We will head to the 6th here in Narragansett, Rhode Island. Welcome back to Sprague Field in beautiful Narragansett, Rhode Island, as the score is Scorpions 12, Mudville 1. And Moose will return to the mound for his 2nd inning of work as he tries to take on this Scorpions offense. Prometheus bats right-handed. He's already got a walk and a single today. 1 for 2 on the day. As that ball is in there for strike 1. The pitch. Strike 2. And it's quickly 0-2. Moose looks really good out there. I was going to say he has settled in nicely, but it's been good right from the get-go. Leg kick delivers. Breaking ball, check swing, low and away. He does not go. That's a ball. Here's the delivery. Breaking ball misses outside for another ball. Ground ball, left side. This was down the line and foul. Just out of the reach of Matty Borges as it skips over that third base bag in foul territory. Joe Brooks down there coaching third base from Pawtucket, 15-year Sunset veteran. Went to Rick. And we just want to say shout out to Maureen Brooks, who's watching live from Maine. We really appreciate you checking in on the stream as that one swung on and missed for strike 3. And Joe Nicolacci is going to come out to the mound and take the ball from Moose. Very good showing from Moose as he departs for Connor Marley. We'll be right back. And we're back as the new pitcher for Mudville is Connor Marley. As Kern swings and misses at the first pitch for strike. And if you're familiar with the George Donnelly Sunset League, and even more specifically the Mudville 9, you will know Connor Marley is their workhorse. This is his 12th game. All relief appearances, leads the team in 21 1/3 innings as this one misses up and away for ball 1. An absolute strikeout machine, has struck out 24 batters in less than 22 innings. And he has a very tight 1.32 ERA. The pitch low in the dirt for ball 2. The pitch misses for a ball 3 to bring the count full. Connor goes to school up in New York, represents the great college of Hamilton, pitches out of their bullpen. That one misses for ball 4, so he walks the first batter. He sees, perhaps just looking to settle in here, find his stuff. He walks Kearns, and that will add to Kearns' outrageous on-base percentage. An absolutely fantastic player, walked on at UMaine, wears number 35, leads his team in walks. Marley will go to work on Rios. This ball's in the dirt, bounces away. De Silva will have no play at second base, as Kearns will advance on the wild pitch. Fouled straight back for a strike. The leg kick and the delivery misses high for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike on Rios. Connor Marley, another one of these George Donnelly sunset pitchers with high velocity, as he blows that one right by him for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Narragansett, Rhode Island. I'm your host, TJ Brogle. Thank you very much for letting me narrate your evening wherever you are. I genuinely appreciate you tuning in. The pitch in the dirt, ball 3. Runner goes, snap it on the third base. It's gonna bounce, and he will be safe at third. That's Kearns wreaking havoc on the base paths, as he normally does. So runner on third with 1 out. The pitch in there for a strike 3 call, and that's 2 away now. Both of those outs via strikeout this inning. That brings up Dambro. Trying to get going on the year. Dambro has 1 hit in 19 at-bats. That 1 hit was a double, so some extra base pop there, as that one's in there for a called strike. The pitch by Marley misses, ball 1. Dambro's in the 8-hole tonight. DiLorenzo waits on deck. Connor Marley is the pitcher. This league is loaded with collegiate athletes. The pitch. Fly ball, center field. Austin Davis tracking it, going back, still going back, way back, way back. He makes the catch on the run for the 3rd out of the inning. And that ball was hit very hard, but not out of the range for center fielder Austin Davis, as he makes the 3rd out of the inning in dramatic fashion, tracking down that ball. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sprague Field, where the score is Scorpions 12, Mudville 1. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 2008 League MVP Matt Borges steps up to the plate wearing number 21, as he always does. Chains for days hanging off his neck. The pitch by Roth. Misses for ball 1. Charlie gets his sign, delivers. Fouled off for strike 1. Might have got a piece of him, the batter, Matty, I'm not sure. As he digs in, trying to get on base for his team to set up the big inning. The pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. Well, Matty's 1 for 2 today on a absolutely crushed ball that almost left Sprague Field. Went all the way back to the chain link fence. Here's the pitch. That ball misses inside for ball 2. It didn't really look as close to me as the catcher made it seem. Leg kick and the pitch. Checks his swing, but it's outside for ball 3 to bring the count full. Where's that black and red ankle guard, black elbow guard? The 3-2. Looks at ball 4, so a leadoff walk for Mudville. That brings up Joe Nicolacci, wearing number 91, as he always does. The pitch. In the dirt, ball 1. Charlie Roth looks in, likes what the catcher puts down, comes set. The pitch. Fly ball. Right field. This one's way back. Way back. Right fielder going back to the fence. It's off the fence. It's off the fence. The ball will come into second base, but Nicolacci is into second with a stand-up double on a ball that almost left this county. He hit it to the deepest part of the field. Right fielder was going way back, rings off the chain link fence, and he will trot into second base. And Mudville's got something going here. Runners on second and third, nobody out. That ball looked like it was gone off the bat. Wind blowing out. This crowd's a ground ball. Left side. Shortstop. Fields it. Throws to first base. And that is the first out of the inning. But the run does come in from third base to make it 12-2. Call it a productive out by Da Silva. And 12-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Brings up Jackson, the jackhammer Gervais. The pitch. Low for ball 1. A great at bat by Da Silva. Just steps up, sees one pitch, grounds it out to the left side, but gets the runner in from third base, as that one is in there for strike 1 to Jackson, playing first base today. Looking to trade places with Nicolacci on second. Ball low, in the dirt. The pitch. High for another ball. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 12-2 ball game, bottom of the 6th, Narragansett, Rhode Island. We're at Sprague Field tonight. The pitch. Breaking ball misses down for ball 4. That one misses for ball 1 to the number 9 hitter, Tony Abed, who's done a very good job at shortstop today. Ran out for a ball that was out of most people's range, but he was able to get a glove on it. Didn't come down there. This ball's hit Left center field. Kearns drifting back. He will make the catch. And the Mudville runners will go back to their bases as Tony flies out to straightaway center. You're not going to get much by Kearns out there as the UMaine walk-on tracks that ball down with ease. That brings up league leader in home runs, Austin Davis, with a couple of Mudville guys on base. 12-2 the ball game, 2 down. Swings and fouls, one straight back for strike 1. The pitch misses outside for ball 1. Mudville trying to claw their way back into this. They've scored in the 3rd inning and now this inning to make it 12-2. As that one misses badly for ball 2. Austin looking to do damage as he normally does. 2 on, fouled off towards the parking lot. If you're listening in the stands, please be a pal to the league and help us out with that ball. No, I won't sign it. No, the players won't sign it. But after the game, we can maybe make something happen for you as the count goes to 3-2. And Charlie Roth working very quickly here. Sets, delivers. Fouled right into the catcher's mitt. I'm sorry, right into the catcher's mask. That is very different than fouling into the catcher's mitt. Austin gets a piece of that one to stay alive. Rings the catcher's bell. Charlie Roth comes set. The pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and that does it for Mudville in the 6th. They push 1 across. We head to the 7th at Sprague Field, Narragansett, Rhode Island. And we're back here at Sprague Field, Narragansett, Rhode Island. George Donnelly Sunset League action coming at you live, broadcasted on YouTube around the entire planet. As the new pitcher for Mudville 9 is Brendan McCaffrey, making his 6th appearance on the year, coming into today, 5 innings, 0 runs allowed, 9 strikeouts, 3 walks, and the count goes to 1-1. Brendan, another one of these elite college level pitchers, pumping high 80s that we have up here in the George Donnelly Sunset League. Looking to make quick work of this Scorpions offense. This one's fouled off towards my BMW. Look out! And luckily that tree protected it. That would be an expensive foul ball, as Di Lorenzo almost became my enemy. Di Lorenzo batting out of the 9 spot. He's got great power. Went to St. Anselm's. Now he's at Roger Williams. A terrific two-way ball player, as that one spiked in there for a ball to bring the count to 2-2. Di Lorenzo pitches and hits. Current Roger Williams college baseball player, looking to greet McCaffrey with a hit of his own. This one's popped up, same area. Look out. That one was even closer. Watch out, Di Lorenzo. You're playing with fire here. I'm just kidding. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from McCaffrey. Inside for a ball, and that will bring the count full. McCaffrey already has 1 home run on the year, uses that orange Marucci bat as the crowd cheers him on, wearing number 23. Here's the pitch. Another foul ball in the same general direction. And at this pace, I may have to go move my vehicle. Don't do it, Di Lorenzo. That is a very expensive BMW. All right, that joke's starting to get old. I don't have a BMW. I drive a Jeep, and it's not expensive. I just didn't expect him to make me wear the joke out in one batter, as this one's fouled in the same direction. Hanging very tough is Di Lorenzo with that orange Marucci bat that he sports. Red batting gloves, purple sleeves, white cleats, blue helmet. Presumably his collegiate helmet, as he is making McCaffrey work very hard here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Number 9 hitter. McCaffrey just into the game. The pitch. Breaking ball, misses low for ball 4, so a great at bat by Di Lorenzo as he makes his way down to first base. Back to the top of the order for Snow. Joe Nicolacci is going to have a brief conversation with home plate umpire Manny Ferreira as he brings back a couple of the 9 baseballs that Di Lorenzo fouled off back there. It wasn't 9. It was probably 4 or 5, but we thank Nicolacci for going to get those. Any excuse to go talk to Manny, I bet, from this guy. That brings up Snow, who's been a thorn in the Mudville side all day. Swung on and missed for strike 1. And that walk by McCaffrey was only his 4th of the season, as he is a pitcher with great control. But Di Lorenzo got the best of him on that one. Count is 1-1 to Snow. The pitch. In there for strike 2. Snow represents Keene State University. Usually can find him at the top of this Scorpions offense. McCaffrey comes set and delivers. Breaking ball outside for a ball to bring the count even to 2-2. And you can typically find Snow right at the top of this Scorpions lineup. They're in first place. They've scored 110 runs this year, 7-4 record. They've only allowed 81 runs. They have the best run differential in the league. MUDVILLE right behind them in run differential and in the standings, but Snow's not worried about any of that now. The pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. That's McCaffrey's 10th strikeout of the year as Snow goes down swinging. So 1 away here. That brings up Danny Desolates. The pitch low and away for a ball. And Desolates currently plays at CCRI. He unfortunately broke his hand down in Myrtle Beach, and he missed significant time, so he's going to get his freshman year back. So technically entering his freshman year at CCRI on paper, but his manager Joe Brooks, who also coaches him there, says he's going to be a big part of their success, and we want to wish Desolates and Joe Brooks the best of luck this season, and hopefully Desolates' hand heals up. It looks good to me. He finds himself 1 for 4 on the day with a single back in the first inning as that one misses for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike, 1 out. This is just another great example of these highly competitive collegiate level players that you will see in this league, loaded from top to bottom with talent. I'm very honored to be able to bring you the action live on YouTube, as that one is in there for strike 2. And I'm also the executive producer tonight. I am not alongside my normal co-host Matty Borges, who finds himself in this game. I'm working double duty as this one's grounded right to him. He's going to flip it to second base. On to first base. Castillo will hold the throw, but a great play by Matty as we were talking about him. And that's why he's down on the field and not in the booth. He can still game at a high level. He's maybe 20 years older than some of these players, but has probably the hardest non-home run ball of the game today with that moonshot to center field. Maybe Joe Nicolacci's rivals his. And he makes a fantastic play for the second out of the inning to bring up Wilbur, who has the longest hit of the day, but that one was a home run over the fence. But that was a long time ago, and McCaffrey is not worried in the slightest bit, as he has the slight advantage with the lefty as that one's in there for strike 1. Runner remains on first base, Desolates. His teammate DiLorenzo was retired on the back end of a fielder's choice. McCaffrey comes set, checks on the runner, and the pitch inside for ball 1. Wilbur is from the great town of Dayton, Massachusetts. He's played together with Miller since they were 15 years old. Now they both find themselves in this league together as this one's grounded towards the second baseman. Mikey Castillo will underhand it to Jackson at first base, and he will get the third out of the inning. So great job by Brendan McCaffrey to shut this Scorpions offense down as they leave a runner on first base. We'll be right back. We are back here at Sprague Field in Narragansett, Rhode Island, as we head to the home half of the 7th inning. Scorpions 12, MUDVILLE 2. As MUDVILLE will look to extend this game by pushing at least one across. Due up for them is Joe Michael, Henry Zambrano, and Mikey Castillo. So not going to be a easy inning at all for Charlie Roth is my prediction. I'm sure Charlie has other things in mind. Wants to put this game to rest as the fans are still filing in. There's a lot of them here tonight. One down via strikeout as Joe Michael goes down swinging for the 3rd time tonight. Here's Zambrano. He's 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Both of his outs were ground balls to the second baseman, even though one of them looked like it was destined to get through the hole. Second baseman ranged over, got a little help from the grass to throw him out by 1 step as Zambrano wears number 99. I think I might have called him Henry. His name is Harry. Fly ball, right center field. This one's going to be a tough play. 3 Scorpions all converging. Second baseman calls for it, takes a step over, and he will make the catch. So Harry Zambrano flies out to the second baseman in shallow right field, and very quickly there are 2 away here. Harry, I apologize for calling you Henry. It was only my 9th mistake tonight. My apologies. So here's Mikey Castillo. Batting cleanup. 1 for 3 on the night. Flew out to deep right field in his last at bat. Here's the pitch from Charlie Roth. Breaking ball, grounded right back at him. He's going to get by him. Go to the second baseman. He'll throw across his body to first base. And that would appear to be the final out of the game. Scorpions win it 12-2 here at Sprague Park in Narragansett, Rhode Island. And we just want to thank everyone for tuning in. We're not going anywhere, so stick around as the George Donnelly Sunset League wraps up another game tonight. But we have games all season. Our next one is Saturday at noontime, live from Cardines Field in beautiful Newport, Rhode Island. Well, this George Donnelly Sunset League broadcast has been brought to you by Sitting Bull Tattoo, located at 136 Thames Street in Newport, Rhode Island. You've got a story, so why hide it? At Sitting Bull Tattoo, you can turn your ideas into bold, custom ink that looks incredible today and for years to come. Whether you're getting your first tattoo or adding to your collection, Dave takes the time to bring your vision to life. Clean lines, vivid detail, and a look that's unmistakably you. Hit up Dave at Sitting Bull Tattoo this week and book your appointment. Sitting Bull Tattoo, where your story takes shape. This game is also brought to you by Dovetail Bats. Contact Mudville 9 manager and former league MVP Matty Borges for the hardest wood in the game. Big league pop without a big league price. Rise above. And the final score tonight is Scorpions 12, MUDVILLE 2. And I'm not sure if I have the right to do this, but I'm going to try. The player of the game tonight comes from the side of the first place Scorpions, who will advance to 8-4. Trevor Snow. Trevor Snow, you are the player of the game. Finished his night 4 for 5, depending on what was scored in the third inning. I scored it as a hit, but I'm not the official scorekeeper. I'm not even sure if I'm the official announcer. I just found a door unlocked and walked up it and just started talking on the microphone. So, Trevor Snow, you are today's player of the game. Had a couple of stolen bases to go along with your big night as you led the top of the Scorpions offense. A tremendous job by both teams, as the Scorpions will improve to 8-4. Mudville falls to 7-7 on the league. That's good for 4th place. Oftentimes in life, find yourself trying new things, and I just want to encourage everybody at home to try something new tomorrow, whether it's get up early and go for a morning walk. Maybe you have a new hobby in mind that you've been thinking about trying. I say tomorrow is the day to do it. And I just want to thank you all for letting me narrate your evenings. I know people around the United States are tuning in. Maybe you have a close friend of yours who plays in this league. Maybe you want to see how we did tonight. And maybe you have a niece or a nephew playing in the league. And wherever you are, thank you very much. I'm TJ Brogle. I'm your host. I'm also the executive producer tonight, and I am going to be signing off from Narragansett, Rhode Island. Thank you very much. Everybody have a great night.